Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asad Yaqub and this video is going to be great for you guys. In this video, I'm going to give you sample answers for bench score 8 and bench score 9, and these answers are for Ielts speaking test by native English speakers. Before we proceed, I'm really thankful to Cambly that they provided me this opportunity to record these videos. And by the way, Cambly is the only app that provides native English speakers to practice your English. All the Cambly trainers, they are native. They are from Australia, Canada, UK, and other countries where English is spoken as the first language. Now let's go on. Cambly trainers are going to be interviewed by me, and this is going to be Ielts Speaking Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3. Okay guys, let's make a start with Ielts Speaking Part 1. So I'm going to ask you some questions. What do you like to drink with your dinner?
Well, usually I like to have water at every meal. Depending on what I am eating, I might choose to have wine with my dinner. Some people prefer red wine with red meat and white wine with chicken, for example. I prefer red wine overall.
Okay.
I will probably have one glass with my main meal.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Do you drink a lot of water every day?
Yes, I drink a bottle of water every day. I have a water bottle by my desk and I fill it every morning, and I make sure I drink at least 1 or 2 of those every day.
All right. Do you prefer drinking tea or coffee?
I love drinking tea in the morning. I only ever drink Earl Grey tea. I like coffee in the afternoon, and I usually drink a couple of cups of each, both tea and coffee, in my day.
All right. If people visit in your hometown, what do you usually offer them to drink?
If the people visit my hometown, people will probably have something like a cup of tea, or maybe go for a coffee somewhere.
All right, thank you. Now we move on to Ielts Speaking Part 2, and I'm going to give you a topic and you have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes, right? The topic is describe a monument, for example, a statue or sculpture that you like.
Yeah, a sculpture I like is the Venus de Milo. Here she is. I am interested in the ancient world, and I'm interested in items like this because they tell us a lot about the people who made them. In the past, they were actually coloured. They weren't white the way we see it today. This statue you can see in the Louvre in Paris, and it is an iconic statue. It is of Venus. So our idea of the beautiful woman, what is an ideal woman, really can be summed up in this statue.
Okay, just 1 to 2 minutes. You could elaborate a little more, just a little more.
I'm not sure how long I've done, to be honest. There are other statues that are iconic. The Running Man, for example. So there are many statues that we look at from the ancient world that have inspired artists and modern artists, sculptors, to create similar works or their own version of the said famous work that we see here.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. Now we move on to Ielts Speaking Part 3. What kind of monuments do tourists in your country enjoy visiting?
Most famous monuments in the UK are probably things that we might find in London. Maybe statues of, let me think, monuments. Well, people like to go and see things like Big Ben, the House of Parliament, that kind of thing. If we talk about an individual monument, they might go and see the statue of Queen Victoria, for example. Or they might go to something like Stonehenge, which is an iconic early man, we're in the ancient past here.
All right, thank you.
Standing
Let's go
stones.
on.
They're probably the most famous standing stones
thank you.
in the UK.
Why do you think there are often statues of famous people in public areas?
We like to remember our history. Certain individuals become iconic figures because they have done something special in living memory or within a generation or two generations. Take, for example, someone like Churchill. For people in the UK, he was an iconic figure during the Second World War, and he motivated the population to be brave, stand up against the Nazis at the time, and there is a statue of him in the centre of London.
All right, thank you. Do you agree that old monuments and buildings should always be preserved?
Always be preserved. I don't know, we could question whether we should or shouldn't, but I believe that we should preserve our heritage. But heritage is not just physical buildings. Heritage is intangible heritage as well. So I think we have to decide how valuable something is, but that is very difficult to equate, because where we are right now, something may not seem important, but in the future when we're looking back and we want an example of, say, I don't know, something that's not necessarily popular, but is an example of architecture, like brutalist architecture, then we do want an example of it. I don't know, it's a difficult one to say, really.
All right, thank you very much. I'm really thankful to Cambly. And Cambly is the only app where you can practice your English with native English speakers. On Cambly, you can find trainers. They are from America, Canada, Australia, and UK. So with them, you can practice your English, and this can improve your band score in IELTS as well. All the best. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.